Pete, great to see you again.
Hi, John. Good to see you.
Yeah, last time I saw you in person, well, if we don't include, when I've seen you on Instagram and what have you, but last time I've seen you live like this would have been 2020, 5 years ago.
Yeah, time flies.
Oh, it really does, yeah. A lot has gone on in those 5 years for both of us, but I'm very curious to find out what have you been up to since you qualified as a personal trainer with Storm Fitness Academy.
Yes, so lots of different bits and pieces. I think, John. I think so. When I first qualified with Storm, I was doing some one-to-one PT in the park, just resistance bands and kettlebells, sort of pay as you go to earn some cash. Did that for about a year. Then I moved to London for a sort of 9 to 5 job, and I carried on coaching, but I moved it online, and I had between 5 and 10 clients that I was working with online. Wasn't my personal preference. I much prefer the one-to-one element of PT. So after about a year of doing the online work, I then moved back locally to Sussex. I have a gym in Hassocks, in West Sussex. And since then, for about 2 to 3 years, I've been doing one-to-one and online coaching with a select number of clients outside of my day job.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And your experience of being an online PT is typical, where people will have a little go at it and realise, hold on, I went into this role because I love working with people, I love helping people, and I'm passionate about health and fitness. And being behind a laptop, hiding behind a screen doesn't necessarily align with those initial motivations and values, does it?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, as you exactly that. I like the one-to-one element, seeing people progress, helping them through learn things that they didn't know how to do before, and yeah, through the online element of it, it doesn't feel as personal, and it doesn't feel as as one-to-one. And also, yeah, I was doing it after a day job which was spent on a laptop, so for me it was just draining and not very exciting, to be honest. So yeah, I moved away from that.
Yeah, it's great for you to have gone on that journey and experienced all that, because you learn a lot about yourself, learn a lot about business, learn a lot about the health and fitness world. But it's also, you've kind of learnt that for others too, because people will be listening to this or watching this thinking, well, actually, yeah, I was going to do the online thing because I thought that's what everyone does now in 2025. We all do the online thing because that's what the demand is. But actually, there's a ton of people that don't want it online. And if you're if you really want to work face to face with people, then that's still a thing, and it's still a profitable thing, and you're doing it as a side hustle too. And it's a lovely side hustle, but it's actually quite a profitable side hustle too, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, I've tried to. I think that's a good point there around trying a bit of everything to understand what you really like. Because I have at some points I threw in trying to do some small group PT as well. I tried to do some group classes just to explore what works best for me. And I finally landed on a model that works well for me as a side hustle outside of my 9 to 5. And that is a blend of the one-to-one in person and then supplementary online coaching through an app. And yeah, I do it outside of my day job, so I only work with a very select number of clients. I cap it at 5 people. I've actually got a small waiting list for people to do some PT. But I do, as I say, I work with 5 clients. It's on a monthly subscription based model. I see them once per week, and then they have supplementary support through an app. And it's great because I have very strong connections with the people that I'm coaching. And then, as you say, it's a well paid side hustle.
That's brilliant. And I'm assuming, um, because a lot of people will have the fear that, well, if I'm investing in my qualifications to be able to do this, it's quite a big investment just to do something as a side hustle. But I'm assuming, Pete, that you're testament that you actually get your money back for your investment on your qualifications relatively soon, even with a side hustle.
Yeah, definitely. And I, so as I say, right at the start when I did the sort of one-to-ones in the park with just my bag of kit, that's where I paid off the payment for the course, and I paid that off very quickly. And all I needed was a kettlebell and a resistance band, and then everything from there forward has been keeping the money, keeping the profits in the business, and then just reinvesting it in gym kits. So now I have the gym studio, which the clients come to for the one-to-one, and the equipment's got the better, so I can charge more of a premium product. I've got of a better coach again, so I can charge more of a premium product for the experience. So yeah, it pays for itself very quickly, and then the margins that you can make on the hours of your time, you can then grow the business or take some cash for yourself for sure.
Yeah, it's just lovely work, isn't it? I got qualified before, so you did your training whilst doing your degree, didn't you? So you did a business degree. I did my training before doing my degree. So when I went off to university, I had mates that were doing bar jobs, cleaning jobs, like whatever they could do just to get some extra money to, to eat, to pay their bills and what have you. And I was PTing, so I was quite a well-paid student at the time. And not only was I kind of, I probably had a bit more disposable income than my peers. I was enjoying what I was doing, and it was complementing what I was learning too. So it was a win-win really. So just the reason I'm kind of highlighting this is that people think that there's no point doing this if you're not going to make it your full-time career, but that's nonsense, isn't it? It's a wonderful side hustle.
And it's a and in yeah, definitely, it's a wonderful side hustle. It's a great skill to have. Like in my day job, the fact that I was a PT, I definitely spoke about that in my interview around how I can interact with people and how I can set a goal, break down the steps, achieve that goal. It's a brilliant skill to have as a PT. Yeah, even if you're not going to do it as your full day job.
Yeah, that was such a great pearl of wisdom you just offered there. That's fantastic. Yeah, the fact that you can go into another job and the skills that you learn from your qualifications and your experience carry over into that. That's brilliant, Pete. That reminds me, like I don't know, because we could chat about business for ages, I'm sure, because I know you were quite passionate about business, obviously at the start, and now you've got your degree and you've been using it all the rest of it. I'm sure that passion's gone up even more. But um, I used to always look at my business and like as if I was training a client. So you know how you'll get a client, you go, right, what is it you want to achieve? And then you go, okay, let's do some measurements to see where you're at the moment. And then you go, okay, what of those metrics, which one's furthest away from where you want to be? Let's prioritize that, put a plan in place, bridge that gap, move on to the next thing. And I kind of look upon business in the same way. Is like, where do you want to go with this? Okay, what do we need to measure? Let's measure them. Which one's furthest away from where you want to be? What do you need to work on? Whether that's lead generation, conversions, whether that's increasing customer satisfaction, whatever it is, it's the same process, isn't it?
Definitely, yeah, definitely. And I think about it in exactly the same way. Like, where do I want to be in 3, 5 years, and then try and work backwards and what are the elements. I find PT really interesting as well from a business standpoint because yes, you're doing the coaching and that's your, I guess, your product and your service, but you still have to do marketing, you still have to do the sales, you still have to do the finances, and all of that. I find that really interesting, and the PT has been a great platform for me to actually apply some of those business principles and try them out in reality my own brand. So definitely.
That was like your case study for your degree.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
The people listening to this or watching this, they might be a bit overwhelmed by this. Oh God, this guy here, he's got a business degree. No wonder he's managed to set this up. But it can be simplified, can't it? It doesn't have to be as complicated as this really technical marketing strategy with this really complicated systems. I don't know about you, but when I first started, when this is going back a bit, 99, my first CRM system was a notebook and pen. So I would, somebody would inquire and I would record down their details, their name, their email and their number, some notes about them. And I would then have a chat with them. If they wanted to go ahead, great. And I would then highlight them as that's a deal closed. And then if they didn't, it wouldn't get highlighted. And I would follow up anything that was in my notebook that wasn't highlighted. I would follow up with them. That was a customer relationship management system. It was a notebook and pen. It worked. It was totally fine. It didn't need to be any more complicated than that. So it can be as simple as that, can't it?
Definitely, yeah. And we're sitting here talking 5 years down the line. As I said, my first year of coaching was an IKEA bag, a couple of resistance bands, a kettlebell, and mine was a notes page on my phone, but the same principle as you with the pen and paper, and that was just a whole process of gaining experience, trial and error of what I enjoyed, what I didn't enjoy, and on, as I say, on a page you go sort of model, and it's only through the iterations and through the development for over time that it's become more where I've pulled those elements in and tried to improve their element to the business for sure.
And do you take so talking about, when you started, you had a kettlebell resistance band. Do you still take your current clients outdoors ever?
Not as much because I have the gym facility that we use. Sometimes as a warm up, we might run down the road and back. But the sessions are predominantly in the gym facility because they're paying for the premium price to be in the private gym. So we keep
it's a lovely studio as well, isn't it? So yeah, you want to maximize the use of it. And I trained clients outdoors for 2 years, and I absolutely loved it. And the only reason I'm probably not still doing that is I love change. So I just, I like doing something for a period of time, and then I look forward to the next adventure and next project. So I remember there was a period where I'd look at the sunshine, I'd be training with my client thinking, I don't know that a career gets better than this. This is probably as good as it ever is going to get. And this is great. I feel so privileged. And then you start thinking, oh, I wouldn't mind a squat rack though. Like, can't really fit that in the park. And you just, your mind starts, so you think, well, why not? Why not make the next project having a studio at home, which we should probably mention because I don't think we made that clear. Your studio's at home, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. It's in a garage. Yeah.
Yeah, which is, that was my first. So I went from training people outdoors, exactly that. I converted my garage at home and turned it into a studio. And it's fantastic, isn't it? It's such a good opportunity.
And it's exactly what you mentioned there around start with the squat rack, and then I added a rowing machine, and then I added a bike, and then I added a pulley machine, and then I added some more state of the art dumbbells. But that was over a very long period of time, and it was just basically do the sessions, earn the money, and then reinvest it back into the gym to just keep growing it and developing it. It's a great place to do it. It's just what's all you need. You just need a little bit of space.
I do wonder as well. Do you not find when I think back, sometimes I think all the kit that I have I bought that for my clients or have I bought that for me? And I think I bought it for me, actually, if I'm honest, because I've done exactly the same as you. I've got the rower, I've got the bike, the squat rack, the dumbbells, the kettlebell, and I just keep adding stuff. And I think I want the variety for me when I'm training clients. I don't think my client necessarily needs the variety. It's just me. I want it. But it's good. It does sell.
That's a benefit for being a coach is you then get to use the equipment that you want to use however you want to use it. And I think, I definitely would. I personally enjoy using it for sure, but I also do think that my clients like the variety of we're going to be using different kit. They feel like they're learning different things. We might do something with a barbell. We then might do the same movement pattern, but with a dumbbell, and then we might do the same movement pattern, but with a kettlebell. Whilst I'm putting them through the same movement, and they're working the same muscles. They feel like they're doing something completely different. So it's keeping that session really refreshed. So yeah, I think there is a personal element of benefit, but I do think that there is something to be said around the client experience.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because even though your motivation to buy more kit, might be for yourself, they get to benefit from it. You're absolutely right. And there's something in learning that gives people a real dopamine hit when they learn new things, and serotonin as well, as you feel like you're more competent overall. So every time they learn, I'm pretty good at swinging a kettlebell now, and then they'll get a buzz from that. Oh, I'm pretty good at doing a barbell back squat, and they'll see every time they learn something new, they're going to feel like they're more competent. And we get this thing, self-efficacy, where the more you learn, the more capable you become of learning, because you have that self-confidence that you can learn anything you want or take on anything you want. So, and achieve goals, more and more goals. So you mentioned that obviously you're training your clients in the evenings, weekends, and is there a specific target market that you're going after?
Yeah, so now there is, and again, this is a few years into coaching. At the start, it was basically a bit of everyone, whoever would come along to the sessions and try out lots of different styles of training, different different people. Now it's much more refined. So as I only work with 5 clients, and it's typically people between sort of 45 and 60. They work at a desk for most of the time. They might go out for a run to get some fresh air and get their body moving, but they're not doing any mobility work or resistance training work. So they end up then getting back pains or leg pains in their legs from those runs. So essentially, they come to me for the resistance training guidance and the support in the areas sort of outside the gym, some nutritional guidance and some training supplementary training around our one-to-one sessions. So yeah, for working professionals from around 45 to 60 is my target market now.
Yeah, and those guys, they are often quite motivated to get out, and might even be avid hikers or runners or even triathletes. But for some reason, people aren't as motivated to just get in the gym and lift some weights, are they? That's where that's definitely the core of our bread and butter, really, is we people just need us when it comes to giving them the confidence to be able to do something without injuring themselves, and not feeling silly in a gym environment as well, and just knowing when to regress and progress things. So I suppose a lot of your time is that, really, or a lot of your skill set is based around that, I should imagine.
Definitely. So always from the very start of any partnership, I'll do a movement analysis to understand how that client's moving and their capabilities. And then as we go through the training, we'll constantly progress it to make sure that we're constantly challenging them and progressing them. But then, as you say as well, with the regression, sometimes my clients might go on holiday for 4 weeks or a business trip, and then they'll think that they can come straight back into the gym and just pick up exactly where they left off. And then it's having the sort of intuition to progress them and go, okay, we're going to build back to where we were before, and always just trying to help them move safely and effectively is always the goal.
Yeah, that's brilliant. And the quality of life just automatically improves, doesn't it? If you can move better, and if you can move better with load, everything else becomes easier, doesn't it?
For sure. And it's like you mentioned there, a hiker. I've got one of my clients is walking a marathon, and he signed up to it. So it was like, oh, it's just walking a marathon. But went on I think it was a 10-mile walk, and then went, well, this is actually a lot tougher than I expected. Came to me and was like, I need some guidance on this. How can you write me a walking plan? Was the first question that was asked. And then when we started discussing things, it was then around, are you doing any form of resistance training with your legs, lunges, split squats, anything like that, like unilateral movements within your legs? None at all. It's like, well, that's probably why the walking's quite difficult. We should definitely incorporate that into the training. So we did, and we've been working together for a number of months. And not only has she walked the marathon, but now goes on bike rides with her kids, goes kayaking when they're on holiday, instead of watching from the side, taking the photos. So yeah, as you say, the whole quality of life has definitely improved from just adding in bit of resistance training, bit of accountability to the health goals that they'd set, and being a bit more conscious of what they're doing outside of the gym. Definitely improved the whole lot.
When you have that exercise professional mindset, it never really switches off, does it? I walked past this morning, I went for a hike over Sisbury Ring, and when I was walking back, I saw an ambulance, and there was a lady on the floor, and it looked like she'd had a fall, and there was a couple other people around her. But my brain straight away just went to thinking about what she perhaps could have done to prehab her from that. I can't help it. Obviously, I'm massively speculating. I don't actually know what happened. I could see that she clearly fallen over and what have you. But my brain was like, oh, if she'd been doing some sort of resistance training with unilateral work, as you mentioned, so she's obviously developing the coordination, the proprioception, the motor skills, and what have you, to just move safely without, losing balance. And then even if you do fall over, if you've got a robust musculoskeletal system, you're much more likely to survive the impact, but be okay afterwards, and certainly not have to be hospitalized, which is obviously a big problem for older people. But it's where your brain goes, doesn't it, whenever you see anything like that? So what's your next plans then? Because obviously you're in this really good place. You've got your 5 clients you really like working with. You've got a good relationship with them. You're building, you're getting the good results. But you're a businessman, Pete. That's what your degree is. It's in there. So are you deliberately just trying not to look to the future and just being happy with what you've got, or is there part of you that goes, oh, I should probably scale this or something?
Yeah, and it's a great question, and it's definitely a, a thought that I think about a lot. What is next, because I do have my 9 to 5 job, which has its sort of corporate job, which has its career progressions, and I could put my time and energy into that. But then also I do really enjoy the coaching. And there's definitely opportunity. See, if I was to open up my time to that, or if I was to pursue a business in the fitness industry more broadly than just PTing, there's opportunities there. So I think to be TBC, to be confirmed. For definitely for the rest of 2025, it's maintain what I'm currently doing. So my 5 clients and my day job. And then we'll see what doors open up in the future, I think.
Yeah, do you know what? I love that answer, because in 2025, with the age of social media and TikTok and everything, it's all about scalability, making money, push, progress, and actually going, do you know what? It's fine where it is at the moment, to be confirmed. We'll see what happens, kind of thing. That's going to be so refreshing for people to hear and listen to that. Go, this is somebody that's quite happy where they are for now. Ooh, this is a
Yes.
unique. This is a unique soundbite.
Yeah, and I know, don't get me wrong, I've done I did do the scale at all costs, but something had to give. I don't have enough hours in the day to run 10, 15 PT clients, do my day job, see my family, see my friend, do my own training. Like, at some point, something will give. So it is really trying to understand sort of what we went back to at the start. Like, what do you actually want at the end of the year or the next 2 years, and then just prioritizing your time. And I've got to a point where I have understood where I can allocate the different time points, and it works at the moment.
Yeah, there's something for everyone out there, isn't there? Because you've got like your Phil Graham, who, I don't know if you know him, but he's a fitness entrepreneur. I think there's a documentary just come out about him on Prime. I've done a little bit of stuff with him in the past. A couple of my friends have worked with him for a very long time, and his whole thing really is about getting you to, turn over a lot per month. A lot of the stuff that he puts out there is, you know, this person went from this many clients to this many clients, making X amount of money. So it's very much a scalable money making message that he's putting out there, which is fine. If that's what your thing is and that's what you want, it's fine. But there's other people that want to go into this industry and their sole focus is, I just want to do something that lights me up a bit and gets me helping people. And all I know is I love health and fitness. It's been so important to me over my lifetime for improving my mental health and my physical health. I feel great when I'm in shape, and I just want to share that with others. And that's it. And that's all it needs to be, isn't it?
Mhm, for sure. And I really don't see it as a job, to be honest. I just really I enjoy it because I do my own training and I enjoy my own training. And then from going through Storm and from the experience of being a coach, I've got these nuggets and lessons that I can teach to other people, and it is so rewarding when you're coaching someone and making them achieve their goals, and it's very satisfying, for sure.
So since you decided all those years back in 2020 to become a personal trainer with Storm Fitness Academy, you look back over that journey, do you have any regrets?
No, I don't think so. I think I've tried lots of different yeah, I tried lots of different things, but I don't regret trying them because I know what I do enjoy doing and what I don't enjoy doing. Um and yeah, I think the journey has just been a sort of quite an organic evolution, really. So no.
Yeah, I think the good take-home message from a lot of the things that you've said and, from conversation I have with you anyway, is just get out there and try things and potentially make some mistakes, fail at some stuff, find out some things aren't for you or whatever. Just get out there and try it until you find something that works for you, which you clearly have, and then just enjoy it.
Mhm. Yeah, and also when you do make a mistake, say, and then maybe a client does drop. I've had clients drop. Just ask them, why? Well, what did I do wrong? What could I have done better? And don't be afraid to ask those questions because you're only doing it to try and help them and be the best that they can be. And they are naturally invested in you as well. They want to see you do well, so they're happy to tell you most of the time if you just ask them that question. So yeah, make the mistake and understand what you did and fix it next time.
Oh, that's a great message. Yeah, talk to your customers. Essentially, it's market research, isn't it? But you're getting it from the horse's mouth. Is that a right expression? You're getting it straight from them. Yeah, that's great. All right. Well, how can people find you when I look you up?
Yeah, so you can find me on my website, so www.pbullytraining.com. Find me on Instagram, pbullytraining, or just whack it in Google. Pbully, yeah, pbully training.
I think the day you qualified, that appeared. I was like, wait, he's been building that in the background clearly, because that just
Yeah,
came out like that. It was great. Yeah, good
yeah,
work. Well, I love chatting to you, Pete. It's really been good to catch up, and yeah, wish you all the best. And I'm sure we'll get you on again in the future, and speak to you again soon.
brilliant. Thanks, John. Good to catch up.
If you did enjoy today's episode, make sure you like it, comment, share it with somebody you think might like it too. Enjoy your day.